Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday, the 4th of March. Time marches on. Here we are, day number 15, I think. If I counted right. Day 15 of streaming every day until I get payouts on 20 accounts. We are at 11 accounts right now, trying to currently dig these guys out of a hole. Had a good day yesterday. Another couple small days and we'll be able to scale up, I think, and start to make some more measurable progress. So coming into the market open right now. It's opening up, it's coming down. We broke this little bit of a trend line here. Take a quick look at the higher time frames. 5-minute chart, we had a strong push up. Now we're kind of sort of like an extended bear flag. You can see it, or a bull flag. You can see it better on the 15-minute chart here. Definitely pushing up here at the open. We did have on the daily chart, we had yesterday a big wick down. These lows we called out, and then really we had a reversal at about 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, and it went kind of back up the rest of the day. It was choppy, but headed straight back up. So is this going to be kind of a bullish day? We came down. We did not take out yesterday's low of day, so let's see what happens. Wait for the open to kind of settle out here and let us know what's going on. That's all we can do. Somebody watching this 3-minute opening range. The only thing that makes me a little cautious of this is we are very, very overextended from VWAP. We got the overnight open below us and we broke through it early this morning at 4:30 a.m. and we've held above it since then. So let's see what this does. Of course, if we broke this range to the bottom, we'd be going right into the red line, and so I would not take the first break of that into the red line. Let's see what happens here. I want to see if there's some kind of a longer term. I mean, I like that. It's kind of an upward channel. We settled above it, settled below it, but kind of right back into it, and now straight back up again. Yesterday's overnight open is, or yesterday's open, you see, is right there, along with yesterday's high of day, just barely above it. Now we have 30 seconds here. What does the 1-minute chart look like? Pretty impulsive move up. Really, the range is off this one candle, so we're looking at about a 50-point midline. I'm pretty sure that the ATM strategy is set correctly. We're on the right chart. Copier setup. We don't want to replay like we had yesterday. We totally fumbled it yesterday. We did come back for a second entry and was just fine though, so worked out. We have this kind of first presented initial fair value gap here on the 1-minute chart. Hopefully that offers some support. It's right below that midline. A little hesitation up here at the top. Maybe. There it goes. see what happens if we come down here to the midpoint. I have a bigger loss than I want to have. See if we can get some kind of acceleration out of here. Maybe it's kind of this kind of a second wind. Continued sort of resistance right there at that spot. There we go. Come on, pushy, pushy. Let's go. Right back in. Uh-oh. We have news at 10 o'clock, I think. So. Don't have any immediate news concerns. Cash ripped right down. It's gonna take me out. I think it will. All right, well, that was a bummer. All right, let's flip to the 1 minute chart. Let's see what happens here. May just give this some time to kind of work itself out. It seems like the last several days it's been just really kind of choppy for the first little while, first hour. And then after that, the market sort of starts to make sense again. Coming back down to this trend line here on the 3 minute. I might try a re-entry off the red line here. We get a break of this candle. I prefer a lower candle because I don't like to take breaks into gaps. It's gonna be nice if this candle closed underneath this candle's high. May not do that though. All right, got a little inside bar. The main reason I'm gonna give this a shot is that yesterday's overnight open up here. We're coming off the red line, coming off this VWAP line here. Now we are pretty overextended above a regular VWAP, which is way down here, so let's see. We did tick up into this gap up here by like one tick and rejected. So that's not great. 918, 918.75. It's like barely up there. So we'll trail these candles up. Now it looks like we have two casualties up here, over here, 2 accounts down. Just choppy. We get a wick down and a rip up, or are we gonna get stopped out again? All right, well, that's how it goes some days. Well, let's just wait here then. Guess it's time to be patient. Pretty impressive, losing $200 trading one micro. So this is one of the risks with a breakout strategy, where you take blind breakouts without any kind of like confirmation, is when they don't work, you can't get stopped out. The reason that I take that is because if it does rip up, you know, oftentimes you don't get a retest. We've seen that multiple times. Yeah, so I think at this point I'm gonna wait for the 15-minute range to finish forming, and then we'll see what happens after that. I don't want to. We've got back down to $44 and $66 in these accounts, so I have to kind of wait for a really nice setup here. I guess I would have to check with ICT on this one. Is this, how would he view this? Does the first candle of the day, can that create the initial gap, or is the initial gap after that? Because if the initial gap is after that, then we're looking at that guy right there, holding under it. I have to research his perspective on that. If you look at the Higher time frames, the 15-minute chart, pretty bearish. Right now, we took out the top, massive top wick on this 15-minute candle, coming straight down. 5 minutes coming down into the gold line here. And maybe pulling back towards VWAP, I'm not sure. 15-minute is, well, almost. In 18 seconds, it will be locked in. All right, there's a little bit of a break below that 15-minute range. See what happens here. What is the news today? ISM PMI. Yeah, right back up into the range. No real desire to go anywhere yet. Really got a 3-minute range. We wicked out the top, wicked out the bottom. There's now we're taking out that red line, so maybe we could just turn around and head straight back up to the top. A nice top wick on that 1-minute candle. Right at the red line. 48-point candle. Did wick right below it. I'm going to try another one here. Going off the wick of this candle right at the red line here after we kind of came up back up to it. I don't know. Not going to give it the full. Yeah, stopped out. Holy cow. Well, there go all of our accounts, man. We are down to well, that's basically everybody. I think I have one account left. My leader account. All right, so we're gonna kill the trade copier. We're down to one account. That's how it goes. Still have $400 left in that guy though, so we'll see. See how this plays out here. Respecting that gap. This feels very uncertain to me because higher time frames, you know, we got wicks up here, but we also had, it's kind of like a bull flag. So if this breaks and hold, I still think we push up to yesterday's high a day, take out that high. But it's just not going there quite yet. We're just ranging, so I suppose that means we just wait as we sit in the middle here. Unfortunately, this isn't terribly exciting. There's the drop. Just playing around in the middle. Must just be waiting for the news, I guess. I don't know. All right, 7 minutes till news. I mean, on the 15-minute chart, it kind of looks like our little bull flag is breaking. But with how choppy it's been, really need that candle to close up there. We are coming off the bottom of the open range. We're above VWAP. We're above the overnight open. So all indications are long. I mean, that's really just got totally faked out on this one. Big wick, reversal, boom. Now this one would have worked for a little bit. All right, we close back above that gap. Just continuing to chop higher very slowly. Let's get past this news. Maybe it'll choose a direction. And overall, on the higher time frame, we're in an uptrend, at least on the day. Hourly candle is looks like it's going to finish green, but it does have big wicks on the top and the bottom. 5-minute candle just closed. This 1-minute candle is the first minute of that 5 minutes. Kind of a short-term channel here. See what our long-term channels look like. I know I marked it out on the 3-minute, but let's see what we get over here. About as boring as it could get. Now, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. They're kind of holding below this short-term trend, or this short-term channel here. See what happens at the news. 2 minutes. Alright, there's an interesting little wick down. Little pre-news action there. Getting positioned. All right, there's the news push. All right, so we did come back down to the red line, test it another time, and then took off. Question is, will there be any follow through from this, or is this just another fake out before we pull back into the range? All right, we're gonna see. Testing this out of that 15-minute range. It'll be very interesting to see what happens if it gets up there and tests yesterday's high of day. We didn't take out yesterday's low yet, so if we take out the high and we don't reject it, then we could grind up, but right now every time we poke up there it's being sold back down. I'm going to adjust my little channel here. Maybe I'll just redraw it. And right back into the 15-minute range. Yeah. Now this is a divergence too, so that's worth noting. There'll be a short divergence on the stochastic. Sure enough, we rolled back over. That would have been a decent short, eh? All right, back to the middle of the range, and we continue. Big top wick right now on the 15-minute and the 60-minute. Of course, it's the first 5 minutes of both of those candles, so plenty of time left, but took out the high of the previous candle and then dropped it down. Just know as soon as I walk away from this, it's going to start to do something. That's usually what happens. It wears you out and then you turn your back and it starts to get interesting. I mean, ordinarily I would say this is a nice red line test because we had a high and a nice rollover back to it. Except for the fact that we're just in this range. That's not loving that. ES is doing pretty much exactly the same thing, so ES is much closer to VWAP though. VWAP's kind of right under it. Very red day so far today. We just got chopped out of every trade that we took. And virtually every account was a casualty of that action. Yes, I technically have 3 accounts that still have a couple dollars in drawdown. Literally, one has 32 cents. And then my one loan account now has $400 in drawdown. Unbelievable. Easier just to go in and pass a bunch of new ones and then go from there probably, but let's see. Just up and down, up and down, up and down. I mean, we're still very much overall trending up. There's just so much noise inside of that uptrend, it makes it very challenging. I mean, it's kind of interesting that this channel, which I drew based off of, you know, stuff that happened way back here at like 1 in the morning. For whatever reason, that's exactly the range that we're ping-ponging in right now. Back and forth, back and forth. I mean, I just have to believe that these levels get hit. I mean, they're just right there, so don't know why they wouldn't. All right, is this it? I mean, that's 25,000. little hesitation there. Hasn't pulled back yet though. Still thinking about going higher. Has he completely given up the fight yet? There it is. All right, so there's 25,000. Oh, we've quite hit it on MNQ. There it goes. He's being super hesitant right there. Almost wants me. Almost tempts me just to take a short there with a tight stop in case it does just roll over. And if it doesn't, it's a small loss. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. This is just with my one account, which actually has a little more drawdown than everybody else, so I'm gonna give it $50. Which is just above kind of yesterday high a day. I'm basing this on the fact that we're getting a lot of hesitation right here, yesterday's overnight open, and our stochastic is very overbought. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of a reversal here. I'm gonna move that target down just to see if it decides to go. We'll just trail it a little bit here. Now we are hitting the green line and the top of the open range, so see how that plays, but a pretty nice little push there. Unless it just wicks right back, which, you know, it easily could. But I'm in this on the chance that we push lower. Nope. So that did that did drop a little bit though. 35 points. I mean, taking 20 points at a time. Could have got your 20 points, $400 for a full mini contract. Well, with the retest of the top of the open range, 15-minute range, nice little reaction off of that. There's the tap. We can tap into yesterday's high. I really want to see what happens there. ES took out yesterday's high already. Or no, it didn't. Oh, it didn't. My bad. Oh wow, ES is far more bearish. ES has forever to go before it gets up to its yesterday's high. So, forget that. But ES seems to be pushing, so maybe NQ goes with it. Not really sure. Oh man. Alright, there's a rejection off. Again. That was more than the last one we got. Right back inside that opening range. See if it wicks off of it again, or if we hold inside there. If we hold inside there, we could come down a little bit more, but we have kind of a reversal candle on the 5-minute chart after that move down. I'm kind of interested in shorting this. I'm going to go ahead and short this again, 1 micro, and this account has a little bit of extra cushion in it, so $50 stop isn't going to kill it. And again, I'm kind of waiting to see if at some point we just sort of give this up and roll back over. You know, we're kind of in this upward trend, but we're getting a lot of resistance up there, so. Trying to get in kind of up here in case it rolls over. If it doesn't, we get stopped out, that's okay too, but. It's inside bars, so I could just fly up here. There we go. It's a little pullback. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. I could be very wrong, in which case it just kind of consolidates up here and then we get some sort of massive, impulsive, just shot through the top. And again, I'm kind of in this on the off chance that it dumps here. That's my theory. Alright, not yet. Still rolling higher. These are kind of tricky areas because as soon as we poke down, we get bought back up, but then as soon as we get up to some level, we get smacked back down, and it's a very tight kind of channel. Makes it somewhat challenging. All right, so we pushed through that yesterday's high of day. Now this could be interesting because if, well, let's look at the daily chart. If the shorts were looking for continuation down from yesterday's kind of bearish momentum, then could be some stops up here, and if there are, we could just, as those stops get hit, start running up. there it goes. It's one of the more impulsive green candles we've had in a little bit. It's still not terribly exciting though. Oh goodness. Ugh. All right, I'll be right back. All right, there's the acceleration higher. Should have kept with the bullish trend and would have been much better off on that one. Yeah, this last little test of the red line was like the spot. Come up 140, 50 points since then, so that's pretty good. Back at the top of this trend line. Are we running out of steam? Who knows? It's kind of too late to get in now. We need some kind of a pullback to go long. Can try and short the top of every candle and hope it drops. That's probably a losing proposition. Except that. Like that. Probably a stop out, but if it is, it's gonna be a very, very small stop out, like super small. And it probably will be a stop out. Risking $15. There we go. I took that because we were right at the top of this trend, and we have this bottom wick, and a lot of times those bottom wicks get retested, which it did. Those inside wicks, and it did get retested. But there was no follow through, which is fine. But because the risk was so small, I wanted to give that a shot. This is the open of a new 5-minute candle, so I get a little pullback here before it continues higher. Let us see. Pretty grindy day today. What does the 30-second chart have? Anything more interesting? Yeah, the 30-second chart shows a nice like reversal candle right here at about 10:14, which is when this happened. So this entry was a little clear. What did it look like back here at 10:05? Oh yeah, that was a nice entry off of the 30-second here. One of those just let it ride trades. All right, continuing to push up. We've got no, we just took out the high of 2 days ago. And the day before that. So we're taking out all these highs. We just took out the highs of the last 3 days right now. And like, how high can you go? ES is now at yesterday's overnight open, about to take out yesterday's high of day. So it could be interesting to see if ES continues, you know, gets some follow through after going through those levels. All right, I think I hit it. Let's see. 86.25. Yep. All right, so ES hit yesterday's high of day as well. So which one is leading the way? Is it ES? Is ES pulling NQ up until it reaches its objectives and then it'll roll back over, or is it the other way around? It is certainly bullish, without a doubt. So kind of interesting, this first 5-minute or the first 15-minute opening range forms. We wick out of the bottom, and from there it's been straight up. Straight up. Halfway through the next hourly candle, and it is a monster green candle. ES is getting a little bit of hesitation up here. It's kind of leveled off for the last 3 minutes while NQ has continued to grind up, so that's kind of interesting. My guess is if ES suddenly decides it wants to go up too, then NQ is probably going to move up a lot easier. However, if ES holds up here, then we might stall on NQ. Yep, ES is pulling back a little bit, NQ stalling. It's gonna be a nice clean pullback here at some point. That'd be just really nice to see. Somehow I don't think we're gonna get it though. We're getting these push, like there's a 30-second chart, push up, sideways, push up. Just ugly, 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 ugly. All right, well, it's 10:30. I am like done staring at these charts. I already took a couple trades this morning. Almost all of them were losses. I think maybe there was one win in my bigger account, but that was it. So I'm not just gonna sit here while this grinds up. I really don't have any commentary to add to the situation. I mean, we're going up until we really break down and start creating lower highs. So unless it pulls down without creating a lower high and gives you an entry, or a higher low, lower low, without creating a lower low and gives you an entry, it's just tricky. It's just tricky, you know. I think just gotta be careful. The market still is rational, right? It's still acting the way we would expect it to, but it's the way that it's getting there is a little less clear, and so it requires some patience and some confidence to hold through a little bit of chop until your objective is reached. And as we can see, trying to catch the shorts off the tops here have not worked. Now, ironically, this would have. There was a divergence right here. We have a high, we have a higher high on the stochastic, we have a high, we have a lower high. So that higher high on the chart is not confirmed by the stochastic. That's a short divergence, and boom, it tanked, I mean, almost immediately. So that would have been a pretty clean entry there to get 20 points risk with, you know, up to 60, 70 point reward there as we pull down into the red line. Perfect respect off the red line, and then we take off to the moon. So that's what it's doing. So until tomorrow, we'll be back with one account tomorrow. Hey, you got to start somewhere. It's the way it goes. We'll see you later. Keep your stops tight. Bye bye.